Do it again. Go ahead.
Hello, I'm Senator John Cornyn.
Hello, I'm future Senator Larry Kilgore.
Hello, I'm McMurray.
Hello, I'm Rick Noriega.
Hello, I'm Rhett Smith, and I'm a Democrat. Wow, what an exciting night. This is the first annual Q&A session of 08, the candidates running for Texas Senator. I'm Shanna, and I'm pleased to announce we have almost every candidate here tonight, except for Gene Kelly. I'm not talking the dancer. He has refused to leave his home during this campaign, but still, somehow, has a good amount of supporters according to the polls. This night is also very special because we are doing a behind-the-scenes look at incumbent John Cornyn. We'll be doing this throughout the evening. He's speaking with his media consultant now. Let's see what he has to say.
All right, John, make sure you're standing up straight, tall. Don't keep your eyes fixed on one spot. Make sure you're looking around at the people answering your questions. This tie sucks. All right, and don't show your weaknesses. Make sure you speak clearly, confidently. You know, you're the incumbent. You got to make these people remember why they voted for you in the first place.
Okay.
All right, and also remember, you can control the conversation. If she doesn't ask a question that doesn't really apply to your campaign, formulate it so that it does. Make sure that the public needs to know what's important to you. Also, we know that the public feels very efficacious about economy and education, so make sure you speak strongly about those points.
Okay, I can do that. It's a good thing that they see my voting record in Congress because they know that I listen and know what they want. I hear the citizens, what they have to say, and I'll try to implement it in Congress.
Yes, that is very important, but it's about to start. Before you go, remember that there are 3 things that citizens look for when they're choosing a candidate. They need to know that you're accountable, legitimate, and that you truly care about them. All right?
Okay.
Go in there. Good luck.
Good luck, Mr. Cornyn.
Thank you.
Now on to the Q&A session.
Okay. Hello, and welcome to the Senate Q&A session. Oh wait, first of all, I would like to thank all of you for coming out tonight. And I'm your host, Suzanne Clift. I will be asking a few questions so the public can get an idea of who each of you are. Are we ready to start with some questions?
I'm ready.
Okay. Mr. Smith, let's start with you. How do you feel about the education programs in Texas? And is there anything you wish to change?
You know, Suzanne, that's a good question. Education is great. But I'd like to raise awareness about religious rights in America. I demand that America uphold human rights for children and immigrant parents being held in the Taylor, Texas Detention Center on Saturday, June 23rd.
Thank you, Mr. Smith. That's not really what I asked, but it's a nice opinion. Mr. Kilgore, same question for you.
I think that the education should be based on the church. There should be no public education. If you can't pay for school, you shouldn't go. Also, I think Texas should secede from the Union.
Thank you. It's a very interesting view you have on education, Mr. Kilgore. Mr. Noriega, you are a very viable candidate in this campaign. I'm sure the public is interested to hear your opinion on education as well.
I'm against tuition deregulation at Texas universities. I also want to give teachers more resources and better pay that they deserve. I also want to fix No Child Left Behind Act.
Well, Mr. Noriega, it sounds like you have your hands full with all those changes. And of course, incumbent Senator Cornyn, how do you feel about education?
I definitely support our public school systems and policies that strengthen it. I believe every child should have an opportunity to attend a public school that will have a chance to better them. I've also started an act to improve on No Child Left Behind.
That sounds very interesting. Thank you, everyone. Now moving on to the next. Oh, I'm so sorry, Mr. McMurray. I could never forget about you. How do you feel about education in this fine state?
Well, as a previous teacher, I believe I'm confident when I say that many schools are still underfunded, and I would like to add funding to education, as well as redistribute the funding so that every school has a fair share.
Thank you so much. Now that everyone has answered the question of education, I would love to change the topic and discuss the environment. It seems that now more than ever, the issue of global warming, climate change, and going green has been very important. I'm asking each of you your view on the environment, and what are some ways in which you hope to make some changes? Mr. Smith?
The environment? Well, as a Christian and candidate for president, I want to apologize to the environment, specifically to Native Americans and to indigenous people throughout the world. I apologize for conduct of government officials who suggested that official crimes against humanity are justified or can be rationalized because of national security concerns. I apologize for my government. And remember, against drunk driving this weekend, don't do it. Mad. Please don't drink and drive.
Thanks for that. Once again, very informative. Mr. McMurray, how do you feel about the environment?
Well, as far as the environment goes, I would like to work to get people off of fossil fuels and start trying to move towards more cleaner energies.
Thank you, Mr. McMurray. That was very informative. How about you, Larry Kilgore? How do you feel about the environment?
I think that the only way that global warming will be saved is if Texas secedes from the United States.
Why am I not surprised that that's your opinion?
Thank you.
Mr. Noriega?
I want to invest in clean, alternative, renewable sources of energy, including wind, solar, geothermal, and biomass.
That sounds like a lot to accomplish. Good luck with that. And of course, incumbent Senator Cornyn.
Our environment is a beautiful gift. We must preserve this gift. Encouraging conservation, developing alternative energy sources, and increasing the responsible production of our domestic sources of fossil fuels will help make our nation more energy independent.
Thank you so much. Those are all very interesting and diverse ways to help save our Earth. I think after listening to each of you, we as a state are able to understand your views and some of the changes that you'd implement once you were in office. Thank you all so much for coming out tonight, and best of luck to each of you in the election. Thank you, thank you. Thank you.
It's no problem.
Thank you. Best of luck.
Wow, what an exciting night. Those were some great question and answers. Well, we're just waiting for Senator Cornyn. Oh, here he is, Senator Cornyn. We're going to interview him real quick to find out a little more about this incumbent and his campaign this year. Mr. Cornyn, great job tonight. Before you go, there are just a few more things I'd love to know about you.
Sure, what would you like to know?
Well, what have you done differently this year in the campaign compared to previous campaigns to target the younger people?
I've met with lots of young conservative groups trying to gain their support, and I believe it's working.
Do you feel you've mobilized them?
Yes, I do.
Well, that's great. Also, what have you done so far as to fundraising in order to get more money and more constituents for this election?
Well, I've been able to raise money throughout the United States, and my main source has been from the state of Texas, raising over $6 million. I've also been helped by President George Bush in raising money in the state of Texas.
Wow, that sounds fascinating. I wish I had more time. There's so many questions I have for you. But we're out of time, and The Bachelor's on next. Thank you so much, Senator Cornyn, and everyone for watching tonight. I hope you are more informed, and remember to vote.